guys, Karibu tena. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I've been in this chair and spoken with you guys, but I cannot be happier to sit here in front of you guys and start uploading content again. So most of you, if you follow me on Instagram or read my last post on YouTube, I've been taking a break for the month of December from YouTube, mostly because one, I was having a little bit of like creativity burnout, and I wanted to make sure that I was still producing quality over quantity, because that's my main goal on this channel, especially when I talk about health and like vocational related topics in nursing. Another reason was because I had to sit down and have a serious talk with my husband and try to figure out if this was something that I wanted to do long term, you know, throughout my career, what level I wanted to take it to, because you know there's many YouTubers who support themselves through affiliate marketing and sponsorships and things like that. And so I really had to decide whether or not I wanted to do that with my channel. So all that to say, I'm back. I want to kickstart this year with a topic that I have provided on the bottom of this video, and that's all about health. People are finding joy, especially in the more like honest videos where I had a fear of needles and what nursing school was like and what it's like being a new graduate and things like that. So I'm here to be honest, I'm here to be helpful, and I'm here to create a safe space where we can talk about those things and also just improve our overall health. Now, of course, nothing that I am mentioning in this video is to be taken as medical advice. Obviously, before implementing any of these, you need to talk to your doctor and make sure it's okay with you. Make sure that if you're gonna decide to take supplements, that they don't have interactions with your medications that you might currently be taking. Make sure that, you know, nothing interferes with a heart problem and all that kind of good stuff. So make sure you talk to your doctor before trying any of these things. But these are some of the things that I've done. I just want to share with you guys. So with all that being said, let's learn a couple ways we can kickstart our health for the 2023 year. So the first thing is to cut down on sugar. Now, I don't mean eliminate sugar, I just mean cut down on it, because even I've tried the elimination game and somehow cheesecake always ends up back into the factor. So according to the American Heart Association, the average American consumes around 70 grams of sugar per day. So this isn't just cookies and cake. This is your sodas. This is sugars that might even be in your granola bars. They might be in your cereals and things like that. So we can't just think of sugar in terms of eating like a chocolate bar or ice cream or something like that. I personally would start with a sugar journal where you don't try to cut out anything, you just journal and see how many grams of sugar you're eating a day. I did a personal inventory on my sugar intake. Unfortunately, I did do it over the holidays, so it may have been a little out of balance. I was eating around 100 grams of sugar a day. And I don't drink soda, but I was apparently having like 25 grams of sugar in my granola bar. I would have, and that's just added sugar. I would be having sugar in the cookies that I was eating at work. Even my coffee creamer had a lot more sugar in it than I realized. The average American, even though they eat anywhere between 70 grams of sugar per day, the recommended by the American Heart Association is between 24 and 35 grams of sugar. 24 to 25 for women and about 34 to 35 for men. So we are like eating 3 times as the amount of sugar that we should be. Even Harvard did a study, and that's roughly about 17 tablespoons of sugar per day. You can start by simply just doing a journal. That's what I did. I didn't even cut anything out. I just wanted to see how much I was eating. And then every day I chose one of those things to cut out. And yet I've still seen improvements. I've noticed the dark circles under my eyes have improved a little bit. My energy level's a little bit better. I'm not having afternoon crashes and things like that. Another thing that you can do to potentially help with the sugar cravings is cinnamon. So I put cinnamon in my oatmeal every morning. You can put it in a numerous amount of things. And cinnamon actually helps with regulating our insulin in our body. The second tip that I have for you guys is one that you're probably not gonna like, and I'm gonna be honest, not many of you are probably gonna want to implement it, because I had the hardest time implementing it until even just today, and it was rough, but that is taking cold showers. So why the heck would somebody want to take a cold shower? Well, it actually helps like kickstart your fight or flight mode because it's cold, your body gets awake very quickly, and it's best to do this first thing in the morning. But they've done studies that show that it helps improve your heart rate over the rest of the day. And when you start to interact with small stressors in your life at work, or it's, anxiety from driving on the road, which I have, whether it's something at work, whether it's a deadline, it doesn't stress you out quite as much because you've somehow initiated that response at the start of the day, and so for the rest of the day your stress levels stay a little bit more mellow and a little bit more manageable. If you want to know the benefits, I'll try to link some scholarly articles in the description box below. The third thing that you can do that is easier to implement than maybe the cold showers is probiotics. So most of us are not getting enough probiotics, and these come from things traditionally that we know of, from yogurt or like kombucha. If you've ever drank kombucha, it's like a fermented tea. You can get it from sauerkraut, kimchi, and all those kinds of foods. So if you're eating those on a daily basis, there might not be much of a reason for you to take a probiotic. But if you don't, like me, or you have like milk allergies like me again, I don't tend to get enough probiotics, and I don't buy enough kombucha to drink it on a daily basis. So one thing that you can do is probiotics. Again, please talk to your doctor because not everybody needs probiotics, but the majority of Americans do need probiotics, and not having them is one of the reasons why our guts may be slow to metabolize, and we might be a little more gassy at the end of the day, and it can help improve bowel function. It can also help with bloating. So a lot of women out there face bloating on a day-to-day basis, and it's because we don't have enough good gut bacteria. If you've been on something like antibiotics, which will wipe out your gut bacteria, and you never really replace that, you can go a long time without having enough. So again, talk to your doctor and make sure that it's something that's right for you. But probiotics is something that you can easily take first thing in the morning with your meals, and it's best to take it with meals so it actually gets to your intestines where it's supposed to work, and it doesn't get broken down in your stomach acid, because when you don't have any food on your stomach, you have more stomach acid, and that can break down the probiotic faster. Another thing that I've been hearing a lot about lately, and this would be my number 4 tip, is working out before you eat breakfast. So if you think about it, it makes sense. Our body, if you're going to work out and you have something to eat beforehand, your body is going to use the energy from what you've eaten during your workout. Whereas if you work out during a fast or before breakfast, then your body has to go to your fat storage first and use that as energy as opposed to the food that you just ate. Again, if you're like me, sometimes it's a little hard because first thing in the morning, sometimes I have to eat something and get it on my stomach. Otherwise, while working out, I'll find myself being nauseous. But there are a lot of people who do that and see the benefits of it. All right, this one is my 5th tip. And for you guys, you can do this if you really want to. And I know most of us don't. That is to drink more water. Please, for the love of everything good, drink more water. Even my plants here are telling you that water is good for you, otherwise you won't grow. Now, it doesn't mean you have to drink a gallon a day, but you need to at least start tracking your water somehow. I mean, we've got Fitbits, we've got phone apps, we even have those water bottles that have the little notches on them that say 9 a.m., 10 a.m. You always find a buddy who can help you keep track of it. So there is no reason why you shouldn't be drinking more water in this day and age. Get a Stanley Cup if that's what it takes. Just kidding, don't. But Stanley Cup, if you want to sponsor me, that's fine too. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into a little bit less conventional ideas and ways to be healthy and go a little bit on depth on each one. But these are still things that I'm personally working on. I hear a lot of podcasts, I hear a lot of YouTube videos talk about these next couple topics, but they don't always provide ways to do it, functional ways to change these habits in your life, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. What I'm trying to get at is things like changing your products. So you think about our cleaning products, dish soaps, lotions, you know, what we put on our skin, the fragrances in the air, all those kinds of things, plastics. We have a lot of these things in our house, and a lot of them are products that we use or put on our skin or exposed to or inhale. And I've noticed that I want to start changing my habits with a lot of these things, but I'm not given a lot of practical tips on how to do it in the podcast that I'm listening to, and sometimes it feels so overwhelming. I feel like everything in my house is slowly killing me. How am I going to change this? I don't have the money to change it all. What I've decided to do is to change my products out for healthier options 1 month at a time. For example, for the month of January, I'm going to switch out my dry shampoo and my body lotion. I even found out that the dry shampoo that I was using has carcinogens that cause cancer in them. Next month, I'm going to go through my entire pantry and make sure that instead of having plastic Tupperware, I'm going to have glass or bamboo Tupperware and things like that. It's better to have stainless steel pans than Teflon. It's better to have, you know, more natural like deodorants and body soaps and cleaners. You can use vinegar and baking soda for almost everything. There are a lot of resources out there on which swaps are better and how to know what ingredients to avoid. Just Ingredients is one lady that I listen to. She's got a great podcast, and that's her Instagram handle as well. And she has a lot of swap alternatives that are helpful. My 7th tip is to take 15 minutes a day to just breathe. This can be as simple as the first thing when you wake up instead of reaching for your phone, or the last thing you do before bed while you're trying to fall asleep. 15 minutes, no noise, no phone, nothing, and just breathe. There's breathing apps, there's resources for that as well, but breathing can be very grounding. A lot of us are breathing too fast, and a lot of us actually have sleep apnea because we're not breathing properly during the day. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen people doing like mouth tape and stuff. Once again, I'm not recommending that personally. I still am trying to get used to that idea, but it makes sense why it's better to breathe in the nose and not using the mouth. Your nose is your natural filter to the inside of your body, whereas your mouth doesn't have the same filter that your nose does. So learning how to breathe in and out of your nose, or in your nose and out your mouth, and just calm yourself down. It helps heart rate, it helps your sleeping habits. Some people have somehow cured their sleep apnea doing breathing exercises. I'm not gonna share with you guys how to do that because I'm not qualified to teach that. But there are a lot of benefits to breathing. And one is getting enough fiber in your diet. This shouldn't be too hard because you think about just having like oatmeal in the morning, or Raisin Bran cereal or something with less sugar in it than Raisin Bran. Eating raisins, eating like whole grains and things like that. Having vegetables or more vegetables at dinner. Just make sure that at least one meal a day is very, very fibrous. Even popcorn has a lot of fiber in it if you want to eat popcorn as a snack. Most of us don't have great bowel movements, and to have one good bowel movement or two every day is super beneficial, especially for females. A lot of our, crazy high estrogen levels, our estrogen actually gets pooped out. Sorry if that's gross. But if you're not having regular bowel movements, it can affect your hormones, it can affect your sleep, obviously your digestion. I personally eat oatmeal and coffee every single morning for breakfast. The other tip is to get more sunshine, aka vitamin D. So if it's like where I am right now, where the sun is not actually shining and it's very cloudy out, you can still take vitamin D supplements, because the sunshine just activates vitamin D for most of us. But taking vitamin D supplements along with vitamin K, which will actually help you get the vitamin D, us are super duper low on it, and it can affect things like your mental health. It can cause depression, and it can affect your sleep habits, so on and so forth. Right, the last and 10th final tip that I have for you guys is to improve the quality of your air. There's a couple ways that you can do this. One of them is you can open your windows or your doors. In the best time to do these is actually like during cold months or the winter months. And that's mostly because, think about it, you don't have as much pollen and the air is more stale inside over the cold months because we're not going in and out as much. And we're keeping it open like we would during the summer when it's warm. So if you can handle it, open up a window or a screen door. That's the cheapest way to do it. Another way you can do it is to buy a really good air filter for your house, especially if you have pets. It's great to have an air filter. We currently have 2 air filters, and it's really helped my husband's allergy levels. And what you can do is have plants. Plants help filter the air. And again, that's another cheap and easy way to do it. You don't have to change out your plant's filters, you just have to water them. Last thing that you can do, it's not necessarily improving the air, but it is helping your body, and it's getting a cool mist humidifier that will help your skin not be so dry during the cold months especially. And it just helps even like your sinuses, because if you think about how dry it is, some people get nosebleeds like me, the stuffiness, as opposed to like you're snotty with congestion. And having a cool mist humidifier can help really just like open up your sinuses and improve your skin qualities. And that is all that I have for you guys. If you found this content helpful or enjoyable, please leave me a comment down below with what tip that you're going to implement during the new year. I would love to know and love to hear about how you're improving your health. And if there's a tip that I didn't mention that you guys have, again, feel free to leave it in the comments down below. Also, like and subscribe if you like this content so I can keep producing it. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys for sticking around as long as you have. And I'll see you in the next video. See you later. Tutu Nana.